Some commentary coming in from Aadit Palicha, Zepto's Aadit Palicha, telling us about how quick commerce startup Zepto is also increasingly leaning on AI to run its operations. He's also said that a large part of their supply chain management is right now AI-led, including linear sorting, demand forecasting, and real-time supply management as well. Let's go across and listen into a slice of that conversation as well.
Talk to us about how it's been for you at the summit.
No, it's been wonderful. This is, the first opportunity we have to show Indian innovation on a global scale. Hyperlocal e-commerce, quick commerce is unique to India, and there's a lot of excellence we've built on supply chain using AI and using obviously, operating techniques that give us efficiency. So we thought the best way to showcase that is to actually give a real experience. We're a customer-first company, so we want to serve customers here, and we're happy about it.
Pretty cool. Aadit, how are you leveraging AI? Talk to us about how you're doing that in the supply chains.
For sure. So look, for example, on our back-end supply chains, we've implemented hardware automation at scale. We've got ASRS automation, we've got linear sorters, we've got put-to-light machines, right? A lot of it is powered through software that we've integrated in-house. The inventory forecasting, for example, is all self-learning. So if you look at all the products here, how to match the marketplace demand and supply of products, right? We want to be in a position where the algorithm writes itself, right? So it actually senses, what the error rate was, based on each parameter, and changes those parameters, decides how much to, indent a specific product based on historical trends on its own. So actually that algorithm works, is now almost entirely self-learning, and it's given us a lot of, freedom in our supply chain to be much more agile, right? So there's a lot of other work, and then there's of course our advertising business. So we have a pretty large advertising business. It's powered through language models, so query contextualization, campaign management, our bidding engine. We've got language models powering a good chunk of that. So across supply chain, advertising, there's a huge amount of frontier work that we're doing, and hopefully we're an example of real-world AI efficiency. So.
How's the response been here at the summit for this particular dark store?
Yeah, it's been pretty amazing. Yesterday we did 1,700 orders in this space. It's a very small facility. It's 1,300 square foot or so, which is much smaller than our average facilities. But within that, the team has done a phenomenal job at processing a very high amount of volume. We've got Zepto Cafe here as well that did 740 orders yesterday. So in a small space, over 1,500 orders delivered is pretty incredible, and it just shows that hopefully not just Indians, but even globally, people were able to see it firsthand. So it's been great.
Lastly, Aadit, what's the sort of next pace of growth that you're looking at? What are you looking to leverage for that?
Yeah, look, I think obviously we can't talk in specifics. We're in a regulated process, but what I can tell you is that our company is cost focused and customer focused, and we think actually continue to drive efficiency on cost actually keeps unlocking more and more opportunities, right, to expand the business. Look, grocery as a market in India is $800 billion, right? We think there can be multiple formats that succeed, online formats, offline formats. Within quick commerce, there can be multiple different styles, multiple different approaches that can work. And we're implementing our approach. We feel very excited about the trajectory historically, but of course, if we continue to execute, we'll do well. And the last thing I'll mention is that, look, this business is execution intensive, right? So if you execute well, you'll do well. If you don't execute well, you won't do well. That applies to us, applies to everyone, but we're focused on our playbook, and we'll keep implementing it, hopefully.